Hello and welcome to Telecomando RC. This is my Tekno. This is the one I generally bash with. The other Tekno is set up for carpet right now. But this is the one I generally bash with. So some of the things, this is what I'm going to be running. So I have a Savox SV1270. Now this used to be on something else and that part rubbed off. But anyway. So that's the servo, very good servo. It's more than enough torque for this here, but the main thing is the motor. So this one used to have a Castle Creations 1515 and a Mamba Monster X, fully censored. Everything fit. I mean, it was snug. It was very tight on the other one. If you had seen the other one, there was barely any space, but it fits. Now, I had to send the motor and the ESC to Castle. I got news a month ago that the motor's good and they were going to ship it back to me. It's been a month. They haven't shipped it back yet. They said probably 2 to 3 more weeks, mainly because the ESC burnt out. So the ESC went out. Luckily, it was under warranty. I'd only had the ESC for maybe 2 months. So they are replacing the ESC, but they're not going to ship anything until they ship everything. So right now I'm borrowing my buddy's system. So he lent me his system here, his Monster 2 and his new Castle motor. So if you want to follow him, you can at Rods Reels RC. RCs plural. Sorry. But anyway, this is a 1512, so this is a shorter can. 1512, to be honest, is all you need. 1515 is kind of long, it's more weight, and because these are 40 millimeters in diameter, there's plenty of torque, more than enough torque. So I'm actually going to be switching down to a 1512 instead of that 1515. But if you want to run a 1515, go for it. This one here is lower kV. I think it's 1800, might be 1900 kV. I don't run more than 4S. He runs up to 6S on his stuff. But this is going to be too low of kV. That's why I'd rather get the 2650 kV 1512 motor. Something with higher kV. And the reason why is you're limited to the spur. So the spur, you can only get a 44 tooth spur. If any of you know of a smaller spur, maybe a 42 or a 40 tooth spur for Tekno SCT410.3, let me know. Because the largest pinion I can fit is a 22. If I do a 23, it'll be too snug. I just don't like the way it meshes, and it's a pain to put the screw on the bottom. So on the top you still have some room, but on the bottom you have no more room. I mean, this is almost at the edge. At the bottom there's a body clip. It's almost at the edge, so that's the problem. I don't want to modify the lower part of the motor mount just to fit an extra tooth. So this is why I do recommend you go with something a little higher kV. My 1515 is a 2200 kV. This one's going to be less, but you know, I'll still try it. It's probably going to be awesome torque, I'm sure, still on this one. But you can't fit the system. The only thing is I did put a little piece of duct tape in there to hold the wires, because you have to either grind off some of these little cooling fins, grind some of them off. I think it's 2 and 3. I have another video where I mentioned which ones. I don't remember which ones. But you have to grind them off so that the motor sits in there. Even now, I removed that little plastic clip with the screw that holds place. So it'd be this one, right, this here. See, the motor would actually sit right in there. You can probably see where the old motor used to touch, which just works as an extra mounting support point. But there's another area down in the chassis. If I were to remove the motor, you'd be able to tell, but it's right where this screw goes, right here. The motor's actually sitting on there as well. So that's something else. You'd have to grind those little fins just a little, if you want, just to make it slide in a little smoother. But to be honest, you don't have to. You're just gonna have to push the motor in a little harder to go in there. You can grab some little rubber mallet and just tap it. It'll go in. But anyway, it sits well, meshes well. But here you go. So until my my castle stuff comes in, I'm gonna be running this. So we'll see how it works out, and hopefully I'll have some footage of me launching this thing with the new castle motor and the Mama Monster 2. Now this system is sensorless, so one of the things you're going to have to pay attention to the wires. When I originally wired these up, these were switched, so I had red, white, black. It was going in reverse. I just switched the white and the red. Now it rolls forward the way it's supposed to. So that's something you can do with the sensorless. Sensorless, you can just swap a wire and it will change rotation. Versus the censored, you cannot do that. You have to go into the ESC and you have to program it to go counterclockwise. But that being said, this is it. So there is the stuff. It's all mounted up, and I'm ready to bash this thing. Thank you very much for watching Telecommando RC, and I'll see you on the next video. Please like, subscribe, share. Be good.